Order. It's the regular Planning Commission meeting for today, Tuesday, April 15th, 2025, 6 p.m. Can we get roll call, please?
Chair Tidy Zamora.
Here.
Vice Chair Michael Sid Alterman.
Here.
Commissioner John Dinan. Commissioner John Stewart. And Commissioner Natasha Basso. And in the audience, we have our alternate Armando Rodriguez, and our alternate Ben Rubin is absent, excused absence today.
Okay, our conflict of interest statement, any Planning Commission member or staff who has a direct conflict of interest on any scheduled agenda item to be considered is to declare their conflict at this time. Seeing none, we'll move on to public comments. At this time, members of the public may comment on any item not appearing on the agenda and within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Planning Commission Board. Individual comments will be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes, or as stated by the presiding officer, and time cannot be yielded to another person. Under state law, matters presenting during the public comment period cannot be discussed or acted upon. For record purposes, state your name and city of residence. Please make your comments directly to the Planning Commission members. So our public comments period is open.
Hello. Okay, thank you. Good evening, commissioners, staff, and fellow community members. My name is Mary Chris. I'm a proud resident of Riverbank. I'm here tonight to respectfully express my strong opposition to the proposed permanent housing project on Oakdale and Morrill Road. While there are several concerns about this proposal, I want to focus on one key point: Riverbank's vision for itself. As it clearly laid out in the general plan and the Crossroads specific plan, there aren't just technical documents. They reflect the values, priorities, and long-term goals of our community. The Crossroads specific plan and the 2005 and 2025 general plan were created to preserve the Riverbank's unique character and guide thoughtfully, responsibly for the development. These plans aren't just paperwork. They reflect our shared priorities and aspirations, a small town atmosphere that is quiet, friendly, and connected, walkable, safe, and welcoming neighborhoods, especially for families and children, balanced growth that protects open space and enhances quality of life for current and future residents. We must ask ourselves, does this proposed project support our vision, or does it compromise it? This project at Oakdale Morrill does not align with the character or intent of these plans, and more importantly, it does not reflect community's input or expectations. These guidelines were put in place to ensure growth enhances, not disruptions. What makes Riverbank a place we're proud to call home? That's why I'm urging for the Planning Commission to enforce the standards set in the general plan and Crossroads specific plan, especially working with developers or organizations like CVCR. Let's make sure we hold all projects to the standard our community agreed on. Instead of placing this project at Oakdale and Morrill, I respectfully ask the commission to work with City Council to consider alternative locations such as 7th and Front Street that are more appropriate and better supports, Riverbank's long-term vision. Let's choose growth rooted in facts, guided by community input, and reflect of thoughtful planning, shared values, and commitment to protecting what makes Riverbank special. Thank you for your time and for listening to the voices of our community.
Any other public comment?
Good evening, commissioners. My name is Karen Conrado. I live on Hogue Road. I'm here tonight to address the proposed Riverwalk project coming before you. I would like to ask that you carefully consider the impact this project would have on the immediate, short-term, and long-term future. The issues to consider are numerous: productive ag land destroyed, water depletion, aquifers affected, the Stanislaus River wildlife corridors would be affected. This land is a designated floodplain. There are concerns with wastewater, sewage transfers, traffic, water, light, air, and noise pollution will occur. The errors in this proposed project are numerous. There is a tremendous amount of documentation on the proposed project. Many citizens and agencies have written clear, factual, and detailed information. Please take the time to read and analyze the facts presented. There's a tremendous amount of material involved in this project. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Christie, and I live in Crossroads here in Riverbank, across from on the older side of Crossroads. Thank you for all your time. I do oppose the proposed tiny home project on the corner of Oakdale and Morel for a couple simple reasons. One, I don't think it's appropriate to have anything to do with behavior and recovery near a sports complex with kids and a future K-8 Sylvan District Elementary School in that same area. So I am not opposed to these types of projects. I do try to work and support homeless things on my own. I work with Second Harvest Food Bank and load groceries in homeless people's cars every other Friday. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm against helping them, but I just think this is the wrong location for those two reasons. And also the third reason, I think it's some of the most expensive land in Riverbank that you would be purchasing for this. And I think there's other locations that my friend Mary Chris mentioned, like 7th and Front Street, that might be more economical. And then the last thing I'd like to ask is different question is the 250 unit apartment complex for Crossroads West that's in the plan, if I have that right, is there any interest in any development coming with that? Has anybody submitted, plans or any intent to build those apartments? I've got a 19-year-old son that works 2 jobs, works really hard. It puts himself through trade school, and there's just not anywhere nice in Riverbank that's affordable for him. And I'd like maybe if somebody can get back to me by email in the future about that. I'm just curious. I did leave my email up front there. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you all have a great Easter holiday.
Any other public comments? Anybody on Zoom? Okay. Okay, at this time, we'll close public comment, move on to consent calendar. All items listed on the consent calendar are to be acted upon by a single action of the Planning Commission Board unless requested by an individual Planning Commission member or member of the public for special consideration. Otherwise, the recommendation of staff will be accepted and acted upon by motion of the Planning Commission Board. Item 2.1 is posting of the agenda. The agenda for the April 15th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting was posted on the City Community Center Bulletin Board, City Hall North and South Bulletin Boards, Post Office, City website, and email to the library on April 10th, 2025. Approval of the April 15th, 2025 agenda. This provides an opportunity for the Planning Commission or staff to recommend that an item be placed on the agenda for discussion or to adjust the proposed, agenda to allow an item to be taken out of order. Approval of the March 18th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting minutes having been read by the individual commissioners and stands approved as submitted. And those are the items on the consent calendar. Welcome a motion.
Move to approve.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
I have a first and a second. Roll call.
Chair Zamora,
Yes.
Vice Chair Alterman,
Yes.
Commissioner Stewart,
Yes.
Commissioner Basso,
Yes.
Commissioner Dynan. Thank you. It's approved 5-0.
Okay, moving on to the public commission public hearings. This public notice for item 3.1 was published on April 2nd, 2025 in the Riverbank News. And it deals with conditional use permit number 01-2025, the Riverbank Food Center Incorporated conditional use permit.
Good evening, Chair, and good evening, Commissioners. Michael Arroyo, Contract Planner with the City of Riverbank, Associate Planner with JB Anderson Land Use Planning. Before you this evening for your consideration is a conditional use permit number 01-2025 for the Riverbank Food Center. And we'll get that presentation up here shortly. Excuse me. Perfect. Thank you, Norman. So again, Riverbank Food Center's application for a conditional use permit. So for some background, there's project-related information. The subject property is located just down the street, 6524 3rd Street, further identified by its assessor parcel number listed there. The subject property has a general plan land use designation of mixed use, sits within the general commercial C2 zoning district, but it also sits within the downtown specific plan. So it also has a corresponding zoning designation of downtown core. So that's equivalent to the C2 zone that you would see in any other parts of the city. So this, again, the project consists of a conditional use permit to allow for the sale of beer and wine or alcoholic beverages for the existing supermarket. So just to show you where it's located on the southeast corner of 3rd Street and Stanislaus. And some similar uses are surrounding the property. So you have Jars of Deliciousness located northwest, dental office to the south, and then a really similar use, Garcia's Market to the south. And all of these properties are also located within the downtown specific plan as well. This is the floor plan that the applicants have provided. And I also took these photos of the interior, or I found these of the interior. And as you'll note, and if you've also ever visited the store, that it's very neat, it's very clean, it's well kept, and it's very orderly. And as you can see from these were photos taken just by customers, not even the business owner. And so I bring that up because it's important to see from the city's municipal code. So when you apply for a conditional use permit, not even a conditional use permit for the sale of alcohol or beer, really just for conditional use permit, the onus is on the applicant to prove that their conditional use permit, their conditional use will not be detrimental to the public, the general welfare of the community. So the evidence that they've provided in conjunction with their existing operation, orderly, well-maintained operation, is that one, Riverbank Food Center is an existing supermarket that wants to continue to do business in the city of Riverbank. Secondly, they wish to enhance the convenience and experience of the patrons by adding additional commodities, goods for sale to the inventory that they offer presently. And then finally, they would like to ultimately the ability to compete with surrounding businesses similar in nature. So they're incentivized, highly incentivized to maintain an orderly, well-maintained business operation. And so along those same lines, the project is consistent with the city's general plan as well as the municipal code. As you can see, there are two policies, one from the economic development and then one economic development element, of the general plan, and then also the land use element of the city's general plan. So the first one, and I'll read it for you, the city will continue to place a priority on local business retention with a focus on retaining those businesses that are a significant source for jobs and or tax revenue for the city. So consistent with that, you, the commission, by approving this request for conditional use permit to allow for the sale of alcohol beverages for off-site consumption, the city is demonstrating that it is committed to the success of these local businesses, small businesses rather. The approval would allow the Riverbank Center to offer a range of goods, this one specifically for alcoholic beverages, to patrons within the community downtown core. And I think I missed it, but one of the I missed that, I apologize. The intended for the downtown core, this proposal is consistent with the nature or intent of the downtown core, is to offer small scale retail uses that is similar with the existing operation that's there. So it's also consistent in that manner. And then lastly, the land use policy, essentially by granting the approval of this use permit, it would allow for the sale of alcoholic beverages for off-site consumption. The city would indirectly be investing in a local business, again, which wishes to continue to operate in the city of Riverbank. And so finally, the project is exempt from CEQA, and its exemption is 15301 for existing facilities. So this exemption is really tailor-made for the project that's before you this evening. This existing facilities provides this exemption for, operation, repair, permitting, leasing, and licensing. So they're obviously seeking an ABC license if the conditional use permit is approved. So that's why this is exempt. And so part of staff's recommendation is that you, the planning commission, find the proposed project categorically exempt with the section 15301 for existing facilities and approve the conditional use permit pursuant to the findings and conditions of approval contained in the attached resolution. With that, I'm here to answer any questions. I believe the general manager of the local business is here, as well as the applicant's representative is online for any questions related to licensing, et cetera. So.
Comments by any of the commissioners? Okay, open up for public comments. Public comments regarding the conditional use permit. Okay, seeing none, we'll close public comments. I'd entertain a motion approving conditional use permit number 01-2025.
I move to approve item 3.1 as stated.
I will second.
Okay, roll call.
Chair Zamora,
Yes.
Vice Chair Alteman,
Yes.
Commissioner Stewart, Commissioner Basso,
Yes.
and Commissioner Dynan. It's approved 5-0.
Excellent. Moving on, any planning commission comments from any of the commissioners?
Or on an informal meeting that I had with 3 representatives of the public concerning the Riverwalk project. And Josh also attended this meeting. It was a chance for them to present information to me on the project. No commitments were made, but I thought the commission should know that I did have that meeting.
Okay, any further comments? Any correspondence from the county referrals? If not, we'll move on to item number 6, Joshua Mann with an update.
Good evening, members of the Planning Commission. Just wanted to recap some of the items that were taken to City Council last week. At the April 8th meeting, we had kind of a long-term project. I think this commission approved it back in 2023. This was a 22-lot final map for Countryside 3. So that project, I believe the map will record shortly, over the next few days. And then I believe the intent is to start construction on the homes at some point in the near future. Also just wanted to mention the annual housing element and general plan progress report that was heard last month by this commission, went to City Council, and Council directed staff to submit that to the state. So our staff is going to be working in the next few days into transmitting that to the state. In terms of upcoming projects, wanted to mention a few. Looking at our May 20th meeting, which is next month, we will be having a downtown office conversion. That's an architectural site plan review application. And then also a new triplex apartment complex, which is located generally on Sierra and Palmer in that area, kind of across from the cannery. And then also kind of a long-term outlook. We did receive this last week, a revised tiny home subdivision application. This is an application that's on Sierra and Claus. So we're really excited to see that and get that in front of this commission probably in the near future. Also, Legusto Italian restaurant on Atchison, they've applied for a, again, it's similar to conversion of a former cell phone store into a banquet hall. So we'll see that application well in the near future. I also wanted to hit on one of the public comments the gentleman made regarding the apartments within the Crossroads West Shopping Center. The developer, Broman Development, does have the ability to put, I think it's up to 250, 300 apartment units in that shopping center. And they will be submitting something soon, but we have not gotten an official submittal on that yet. It's my understanding those would be market rate apartments. So hopefully that answers the gentleman's question. Other than that, don't have anything else to share at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And with that, no other topics to cover. This meeting is adjourned.
Well done.
Yeah.